I am Usha Shukla from MIT University, Lucknow. I am presenting the paper on integrating e-learning into existing Indian education system. Introduction. E-learning includes use of ICTs to support teaching and learning activities. E-learning is defined as learning facilitated and supported through the utilization of information and communication technologies. Thus, e-learning includes use of ICTs via internet, computer, mobile phone and video to support teaching and learning activities. Use of technology to facilitate learning is accepted to be of value across educational institutes. E-learning holds particular relevance to India as the youth constitute its major population and there is no other way to take education to such a scale without the intervention of technology. To the best of our knowledge, there are no technology acceptance studies of e-learning that includes factors related to students and teachers in the same model. In light of this, the paper proposes a model which we call e-LAM to explain acceptance of e-learning as governed by attitudes of students, teachers, and institutional support. This includes assessment of e-learning tool, performance, expectancy of and effort expectancy, and the context, social influence, and facilitating conditions. The predominant teaching style of teachers and learning style of students are considered as mediators affected the relation between determinants of e-learning, acceptance and intention to use the technology. Main objective. What can e-learning deliver? The challenge for many, if not most teachers, particularly in developing countries, is changing their practice of teaching in ways that accommodate the use of technology, blending how they have traditionally practiced teaching with the use of technology begins to create e-learning solutions. Economic benefit. The potential economic benefits of e-learning can be classified into two categories. One, e-learning improving journal education, which in turn has economic benefits. And second, e-learning creating a technology immersed population with 21st century job skills, which in turn create economic returns for a country investing in e-learning. Live instruction. Certain curricula may require specialized instructors by using live broadcasts. These instructors can remain in one location and provide instruction to many students in other locations. This type of specialization increases as students move into higher levels of education, for example, towards advanced degree in medicine. Remote test administration. In some countries, standardized tests are used to evaluate students on a level playing field. These tests must be delivered securely and on time to meet testing schedules. And Indonesia, this is a daunting task simply because of geography and population size. Digital delivery could be the solution. Video content delivery. Pre-recorded content such as lectures, documentaries and other video content may be delivered in a store and forward model so that the material can be viewed when needed. Student to student interactions. Video conferencing. Students may learn just as much from each other as they do from teachers. So communication technology can be used to connect students. Up-to-date materials, basics seldom change. However, virtually all textbooks must be updated. Textbooks are expensive to purchase, maintain, and deliver. Digital delivery solves these issues when coupled with e-readers. Self-learning, computer-based training on self-paced learning is common in higher education and trade-oriented learning. Kiosks to support. This may be located close to underserved areas where populations already work. E-learning policy. When reflecting on the policy initiatives as a whole, there is a sense in which the current emphasis on e-learning is too narrow. Most of the isolated and remote e-learning initiatives took little advantage of the opportunities to widen access to basic government, financial and social services, which may have been lost or never available to these communities. To ensure uptake, arguably, e-learning needs to be embedded within a more comprehensive package of initiatives that allows access to a range of services and addresses issues of social exclusion and access for all. Thus, there is a sound argument for expanding the policy focus beyond e-learning to a wider strategy for e-learning development. E-learning policies are: first one, short time span. In short time span comparison to the compulsory schooling sector, the provision of e-learning policy for education is not existing. A notable feature of initiatives in this area is to make the policies operate on the time frame of 3 to 4 years, as it seems that a truncated policy cycle is an outcome of the need to be responsive to the rapid pace of technological change. In terms of evaluation, there is reason to suggest that research has not always been acted on or used to inform the next iteration of policy, as the new policy cycle is often already underway by the time finding of any evaluation have been published. Stand-alone e-learning policy. In Canada, both Ontario and New Brunswick have consciously integrated e-learning within a wider policy framework. Finland simply has a national strategy for education, research and training in the information society. In the US, the use of ICT is integrated generally in states' higher education plans. The change and opportunities that e-learning presents are not adequately addressed in this integrated approach. As noticed by these countries, the obvious danger is that e-learning will lose amongst a raft of other policy initiatives, and the potential for greater access and quality of tertiary, tertiary education will go unrealized. That is why there is a need to shift from integrated approach to a stand-alone approach. Fragmentation of policy. In Asia, the adoption of a centralized approach to e-learning policy is partly reflection of the nature of the respective education systems and the scale of implementation required in some of these large developing nations. In India, as there are different languages and different cultures in the number of states, so a centralized approach cannot work to cater to the needs of all types of students existing in different regions. Considering all the users, teachers, students, and institutes. Developing countries like India, which are in the infancy stage of e-learning adoption, cannot afford to fail in the e-learning implementation. Hence, it is essential to take cognizance of the user, teachers, and students as the major factor in any technology enhanced learning environment. Thus, it is important to consider both factors relating to the key players, students, teachers, and institutions in the design of policy of e-learning. Methodology. A teacher deciding to use technology needs to consider how it may provide a solution to a particular problem of a practice they have within their learning environment. An example of addressing a problem of practice could be the use of e-readers to address a lack of textbooks. Another could be how to help children understand big ideas or concept in education. A third could be helping students working alone or in groups to use computer simulations to manipulate the environment and they immediately see the outcomes. Rather than just being told about a certain theory, they can experience the theory which enhances their learning and enables them to retain the concept for longer. Conceptualizing technology in relation to teaching, ICT as a tool to foster learning, strategies to develop physical infrastructure, and focusing on building and ensuring quality in e-learning. Conclusions. The goal of improving the educational quality and economic impact of education is coming to the front in many developing countries as their efforts to expand the number of schools and students are bearing fruit. Improving quality and gaining impact is, however, perhaps more difficult as it may require a transformation of the educational system itself. Many countries are turning to e-learning programs to assist with this transformation and to fill some immediate gaps in their schools such as a lack of teachers and learning materials. Increased use of e-learning to be seen not only as a more flexible and integrated means for creating a learning setting, delivery of education and training, but also as a potential instrument for different forms of skill enhancement. These are the references. Thank you.